All right, we're learning more about the person in Louisiana with the country's first severe case of bird flu. An analysis by the CDC is now revealing that that virus likely mutated. So what does that mean for the rest of us? Scripps News investigative correspondent Patrick Terpstra is live here with us to explain what all this means and if we need to be concerned. And Patrick, after we all lived through that pandemic, I think people are a little bit skittish thinking, is there another one around the corner?
Oh, absolutely. You hear that word mutation after the word virus, and it really does set off alarms. It's the sort of thing that virologists do worry about. The CDC's latest report says genetic sequencing from 2 samples of the bird flu that severely sickened a patient in Louisiana shows minor mutations in the virus compared to the samples of the virus that were found on the patient's property. Now, scientists say it appears that the virus mutated as it spread inside this particular person's body, an alarming development showing that the virus is able to change and adapt, but it also suggests that the virus itself has not fundamentally changed, at least not yet. A statement by the CDC released yesterday calls this concerning, but says these changes would be more concerning if found in animal hosts or in early stages of infection within a few days of symptom onset, when these changes might be more likely to facilitate spread to close contacts. Notably, in this case, no transmission from the patient in Louisiana to other persons has been identified. Earlier this month, we learned the person in Louisiana had been hospitalized with a severe case of bird flu. It was the first severe illness linked to the virus in the U.S. Important to note here that human cases of bird flu remain relatively rare. 61 cases reported since April. That's according to the CDC. It says that the Louisiana patient's infection likely came from him or her being exposed to sick and dead birds in a backyard flock. Fortunately, there has still not been a reported case of person-to-person transmission of bird flu. But as you said, Holly, as we learned with COVID-19, mutations like this one just reported can make it easier eventually for a virus to spread from human to human. Again, no indication that that has happened with bird flu. Authorities say the best way to prevent infection is still to be careful around sick or dead wild birds, taking particular caution around those backyard flocks. Even with these latest developments, the CDC saying the risk to the general public remains unchanged and low. Agency continues its study of this outbreak and says the goal is to keep bird flu contained to dairy cattle and poultry. But also important to note, as of today, this outbreak of bird flu has not burned out. Holly.
Some interesting and yet a little bit scary information in there. Scripps News investigative correspondent Patrick Terpstra, thank you for updating us and for all that information. We appreciate it.
Sure thing.